Hi everyone, I'm Bridget, and today I want to draw your attention to the morals of beauty pageants. So historically, the very first contemporary beauty pageant was held in 1854 by circus noble P.T. Barnum. However, the community caused such an outrage that they decided to do the contest in the newspapers rather than in public because the community wasn't going to go out and support it. Over the course of history, people kept trying to introduce beauty pageants as something that would help girls' confidence, but I am here to tell you that I think beauty pageants have a negative psychological impact on children and young women in society, and my proposition is that beauty pageants rules and regulations need to be modified to include events that will support young girls' confidence, intelligence, and creativity. So, my first claim today is going to be that beauty contests set an unrealistic and superficial standard for beauty. It emphasizes that beauty standards and physical attractiveness are valued more than a young woman's character and intelligence. In 2011, the Girl Scouts Research Institute conducted a study with 1,141 young girls ages 11 to 17 in order to observe the effect of reality television shows like Toddlers and Tiaras on young girls. 38% of the young girls interviewed have revealed that they believed a girl's value is based on the way that she looks. So it also teaches girls from a young age that we're pitted against other women and judged solely on physical appearance because the events that take place in any beauty pageant are swimwear, evening wear, and one world question, which I'm sure most of you know doesn't typically reflect them very well. Self-esteem, dieting, and body image of 131 female beauty pageant contestants from 43 states were examined by an anonymous survey. Over 1/4 of the women had been told or perceived that they had an eating disorder, which reportedly began around 16 and a half years old. Almost half of them reported wanting to be thinner, and 57% were currently trying to lose weight. All right. My second claim is going to be that young girls are unprepared to handle the issues of beauty pageants. Hours of altering their appearance in preparation for the pageant include hiring makeup artists to do their hair, their makeup, and in a fashion that is intended to look like that of an older woman. They also wear flippers, which are fake teeth to put over their real teeth because baby teeth are considered unacceptable for pageantry. Parents often force the participation of their daughters in order for money and not for the experience. At the age that they begin participating, they are typically unable to make that decision for themselves. And while young girls may feel as though it is something that they enjoy, they don't entirely understand what it entails and become competitive amongst other young girls. Dr. Martina Cartwright attended and interviewed the parents at 2 different children's glitz pageants and found that the parents were often more invested in the money and alteration of their child's appearance and found that the prize was often not worth as much as they actually invested in the first place. My last claim is going to be that pageants catalyze issues with confidence for young girls at a very early age. Long-term psychological effects often ensue after extensive periods of participation. Dr. Carlton Kendrick, author and family therapist, stated, at its core, beauty pageants are teaching girls that the best thing they can do and the most attention they can get is to view themselves as an assemblage of body parts, and that you will focus on drawing attention to those body parts set for them in manner. Body parts sets them up for all manner of problems in their lives: self-esteem, eating disorders, relationships. And then, again, Dr. Martina Cartwright, dietitian and health psychologist, stated that such competitions like child beauty pageants can display adult body dissatisfaction in later years, and it is also possible for them to suffer from various eating disorders. It puts less importance on building up the confidence of young girls and participating in things that will drive them to better their character and their knowledge, rather than bettering their appearance on the outside. Dr. Robin Silverman, author and child development specialist, said, when we sexualize girls, it has a real detrimental effect. It buries them along and asks them to grow up and adhere to a standard that is not natural to them. That what's natural and beautiful is being older than they are. So, in order to conclude my argument, I'm going to leave you with this. I believe that they need to redefine the rules and regulations of beauty pageants in order to give girls an opportunity to showcase their talent, their knowledge, and their capability rather than their appearance.
All right, Bridget, let me start with the things that I thought were pretty successful in the speech. I thought in the evidence that you cited, you were very good at citing a variety of authorities. You had several pieces of testimony evidence to support your point. You also did a good job in providing source citations for almost all the evidence, including the statistical evidence and research that you cited. There was pretty good information under each of those points. I do think that sometimes you make inferences that all of that information can't support, and there's a lot of stuff in there that's asserted about the examples or experiences of folks that I think needs to be developed a little bit more. But when it came to the statistics and testimony and the source citations, you're doing a very good job on those particular things. Organizationally, internal citation of the supporting points was relatively clear, although the phrasing on a couple of the claims was a little awkward. I'm not exactly sure what it is that third point means. The language is a little convoluted. At the beginning of the speech, here's where I see the biggest problems. It sounds to me like you have almost three separate propositions, and I'm not exactly sure why you have these three different statements that are going on there. One of them is not discussed at all, and that's the one that you actually finish on, where you say, we should be focusing on talent and knowledge and capabilities. And I'm, okay, well, where's the stuff that says that we don't do those kinds of things? Where's the stuff that says that would get us something better? That's not really what the focus of your argument is on. Your focus is on the harmful consequences of using beauty as a standard, especially with children. One of the problems that you had with one of the propositions that you presented is that it has multiple parts to it, so that's a little bit complicated. So I think you need to simplify your argument at the beginning and stick to a single proposition, and then preview what those supporting points are and make those the structure for the speech at the beginning. Otherwise, it just gets confusing, and I thought that was the biggest problem at the beginning of the speech. I think it's nicely delivered. You talk to us pretty well. You use your time relatively well. Like I said, I think you could probably explain a little bit more in context about the nature of these pageants and what goes on and how many kids participate in it and all that sort of stuff. So we probably need a little bit more background information. And like I said, you never really talk about the three things that you finish on, so I would just leave that out and stick to the argument that says these kinds of pageants produce some sort of harm. All right, thank you.